That was the reason I created the Leavings Journal. The byline of it reads, "No matter where you spend your final days, there will be leavings." Those leavings are all the non-will-worthy items that the family will have to address and that are not financial in nature. It's your assets, which all speak to money, where it is, and how it's to be used. And while it also speaks to who gets what, that what is still mostly associated with money, bank accounts, life insurance, homes, or cars. But our lives, and what we leave behind, is so much more than dollars and cents. We all have stuff that our children, grandchildren, brothers, and sisters have to deal with. Take a wander in your mind around your house. There's furniture, dishes, bedding, clothing, for some of us, living aids like canes, walkers, scooters, and even my own trusty trike I use to get out and about along the river and lake pathways. All of this needs to have something done with. Challenges those we leave behind have is in giving away or actually throwing away something a loved one used on a daily basis. To them, it may feel like an act of disloyalty or disrespect to pitch it into a green garbage bag or bin. You need to give them permission and guidance as to what you would like them to do with it. The purpose here is to ease their mind, remove any feelings of guilt they have when ditching those well-worn but still usable slippers Mom or Dad wore every day. You've told them it's okay. With all that stuff in mind, I created different sections in the book Leavings for you to list all of those important, tangible and intangible items. I've labeled one, My Treasures, with a page describing what those might be: artwork, jewelry, watches, special books. Another's labeled My Stuff. Another, Charity, which is simply a place to include charities you support, not necessarily financially, that the family might direct items in the My Stuff section. Each page has 4 simple boxes to check indicating what they might do with them. The boxes are simply charity, recycle, trash, or save for someone special, and your rationale for addressing that person. The digital items section is something relatively new and possibly somewhat of an annoyance, but nonetheless something we all have to address, and we all seem to have. Digital dust, such as passwords, online presence, email addresses, groups you've joined, online friends you've made, Facebook pages, Amazon, Netflix, and others that will come along before you go, I'm sure. The sections each have a cover page that explains the rationale for their inclusion. But to put it simply here, no matter how adept or inept we are with computers, we all have a digital footprint somewhere, even if it's just an email account. And having experienced learning of the death of a lifelong friend on her own Facebook page before it was taken down was shocking and very painful. A pain I still feel today when I see her name in my old contacts list. Having the information included in this journal about these people can help our families share your loss with them. These are people our families, for the most part, have no idea even exist, or that we consider them as friends, so that they recognize their inclusion and have a way to notify them. Now that's just me. You may have no desire to have these people or groups of people be made aware of your passing. If so, then you can just ignore this section. However, if you've read or listened to this long, then you may be interested in the sequel to Leavings that shares what others have been writing about on the same topic. You can read, listen, or watch here. Thinking of end-of-life matters can feel uncomfortable and cause some anxiety. It isn't common to think about the end of life when it seems, or so we hope, it's so far off in the future. Planning for retirement might feel more comfortable because it brings thoughts of spending time doing the things you love. That is rather than working towards retirement, which is exciting and rewarding after a long career. However, it's just as important to think about and plan for the inevitable winding down of life. There's no easy way to think about death or even an illness or accident. It's much easier to think about being vital and healthy. Focusing on health is important. Doing the things you can to stay healthy, like eating right, exercising, and keeping a healthy mindset, is sure to keep you fit and focused on a great life. However, not thinking about end-of-life matters won't make the inevitable any easier or make it go away. There is one thing we all have in common, and that is we're going to pass away. What none of us really knows is when or how. It is and will continue to be one of life's biggest personal mysteries. End-of-life planning matters because there's many things you can do to make things easier for yourself and your family. There are steps you can take to be prepared for if and when you face an accident, an illness, or your life ends. However, there are many people who still believe in doing so you are tempting fate. We've all heard that you can attract or manifest what it is you think about. These are immature ways of looking at a very mature subject. We're not talking about obsessing or becoming fixated on death. To coin another phrase, expect the best, prepare for the worst. Meaning, we're planning for a long life, but we are preparing for things when the worst occurs. End-of-life planning isn't just about your funeral. It's about the important aspects of living, such as protecting your assets, having important medical documents if you're unable to communicate, having income for retirement, illness, or long-term care, communicating your wishes to others, and then pre-need funeral plans so your family won't have to deal with it. They can focus on the celebration of life most families want to have. It might feel strange thinking about or taking action regarding end-of-life matters, but like anything else, the more you engage in the task, the easier and more natural they'll feel. Before you know it, speaking to professionals about your needs and sharing the information with your family will feel a lot less odd and a lot more prepared. Something you could be proud of as you continue your role of taking care of your family. Don't let the fear of the unknown and the morbid aspects of end-of-life planning scare you. Be brave and do what it takes to plan ahead so you and your family are as prepared as possible. You are helping to make the event less painful for the family, as well as making it easier and less stressful when you are prepared to face end-of-life issues.